Wow, what a finish to the US Open. My goodness. Some just amazing golf played by so many players. But it occurred to me this morning that there were so many lessons from the champion. I mean, I just replayed yesterday over and over again this morning as I was working out, and uh, it was just amazing. There were some things that we can all learn from. So I wanted to do what I could to capture him the very best. So let's take a look at um, Bryson DeChambeau. I mean, he's quirky. I mean, I don't think there's any other way of saying it. I don't think that there's anybody else who has tinkered and has gotten as scientific and knows probably the game and his game any better. And so, what's the lesson learned from a champion there? Don't be afraid to be yourself. I mean, you've been given phenomenal talents and capabilities, just as he has in golf. And he played out those talents and capabilities and has used every bit of it going forward. It's absolutely amazing. The next is take a critical look at where you are and make some educated decisions and moves. He did that. Now, he won the US Open in 2020. It was the COVID year. There weren't a whole lot of people there. There weren't cheering throngs and everything, but he still became a US Open champion and beat one of the best fields in the world, if not the best at that time. Now, at the same time, he took a look at himself and made some critical decisions along the way. And then the opportunity came around for Live Golf. And depending upon which report that you look at, he's guaranteed 125 to 150 million dollars over 4 years when he signed his contract with Live Golf. Now you can argue whether he should have done that or shouldn't have done that, but I just got to ask you a question. If somebody places 125 to 150 million dollars minimum at your feet, don't you take a critical look and educate yourself on the decision and take a pretty hard look? Now, there were people that got a lot more. There were people that turned down more. And there were people that got more that aren't performing near as well. But that's what was offered. He took a critical look at it, made a decision, and started to work through that decision. Now, part of that I have to believe is the next lesson learned, and that is surrounding himself with an amazing team. Now, that team is everything from physical to mental to golf clubs to friends to associates to all sorts of different people that were vetted, trusted resources for him to gain counsel. Now, whatever you think of Bryson DeChambeau, at one time, he came out of SMU, just an amazing golfer. He won the US Amateur. I mean, he's been an amazing golfer for a long time. And then he decided, because of his body and his swing and whatever, to beef up, and he went to the gym. And oh my goodness, look at what he's done to his body. He built himself way too big. You could never play golf that way. I think he dispelled that rumor. Now he backed off some of that some. He realized that he may have gone too far. Cool. But he made a decision and took an action. And he was surrounded by a team that helped work through that. And now he's come to the point where he is, and he made other decisions because of that team. He decided he'd become more personable. Because of his playing schedule at Live Golf, he actually had more time to create a YouTube channel, to start having fun again, that it wasn't such a business, that the crowds were important. But he's pretty meticulous in what he does. He has the ability to compartmentalize, being totally focused in the moment to hit a shot, and then go celebrate at the ropes with somebody for hitting that shot, giving them a fist bump or a high five or whatever it may be. That actually is the next lesson learned from this champion, is celebrate your successes. Be present. Now, that was a grinding 5-hour round. And it was a grinding 3 days prior. In fact, after the second round, he said, I'm as mentally exhausted after a round of golf as I have ever been. And that was only round 2. He had to pull it back together, of which he did, and get that energy back to do it again. But after that amazing round of golf, he spent probably the next 5 or 6 hours celebrating that success with anybody in the crowd that wanted to celebrate with him. In fact, he made the statement, everybody come down and touch this trophy because you're as much a part of it as I am. Wow. Think about that, celebrating his success through the success of those cheering him on. Absolutely amazing. And then I think what you can definitely see in the pictures behind, at least for sure in the one, is be in joy. Man, I don't know that I've ever seen anybody after a victory be in such joy. And what's joy? Great pleasure and happiness. It was awesome to see. It was so cool to see somebody that has worked so hard to improve his life, taking actions along the way. Some great, some not as great, made decisions, surrounded himself with people. I mean, the lessons learned from what happened yesterday and what's happened over the last number of years, pretty amazing. Now, why do I pull this together? Because it was great lessons for me. I called one of my clients this morning and said, you know what? I am going to have a whole lot more fun doing what I'm doing. Now, do I not have fun? Yeah, I have a lot of fun. I need more fun. I want to be in joy more often. Great example. We can all learn from this. Here's the bottom line. Do you? God put you on this earth to be the best you possible. He didn't put somebody else here to be you. He put you here to be you. You're exceptional, just the way you are. Maybe you have to make a decision or two to modify something or improve something or take another step. Okay, we all do. That's why we're still here. We have time. There are lessons that we can learn, and lessons are always most valuable when we critically think about them and we put them into action. Hope you have an absolutely fabulous day. Look forward to talking to you again soon. God bless.